Ford says it is stealing customers away from Tesla. Apparently, it's taking conquest sales away from people who currently own Tesla Model 3s and Tesla Model X vehicles. In addition to that, Ford just increased its electric vehicle sales in August by 307%. Finally, they are ramping up EVs, and I've got to say, I'm excited to see it. Hello my friends and welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Welcome to all the new subscribers and welcome back everyone else. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for actually subscribing. It's great to have you. Now, Ford are about to sell the Mustang Mach-E in right-hand drive markets. They already sell it in the UK. They already sell them, well, they're about to sell them in New Zealand. Australia will come after that. And I, for one, am looking forward to seeing them here. Now, would I personally purchase one of those over a Tesla Model Y? Well, it depends on the price, but probably not. However, they're still good vehicles, and there's still a good reason why, well, a lot of people want them. In fact, Ford has a lot of dyed-in-the-wool brand fans. Much like Toyota and much like Tesla, there's a lot of hardcore brand fans at Ford. And frankly, they want to buy a Ford vehicle. And now that Ford has finally started producing more EVs, well, they're selling more of them. In fact, their electric vehicle efforts are finally starting to really pay off. America's best-selling automaker continues seeing strong demand for its EV models as sales grew 307% in August. Now, I personally think sales could grow 3,000% if they were making the vehicles. Clearly, what is stopping that from happening is just production, the bottleneck for production. Batteries these days are a little bit like gold. They're like the new currency. Henry Ford revolutionized the industry, introducing the first moving assembly line in 1913 to boost production. After that, the company made the first ever truck, the Ford Model TT, in 1915. Now the company is moving to a new frontier, an all-electric one. The publication Electric says that Ford is having success thus far in converting its most popular models to EVs. It started with the Mustang Mach-E in December 2020. Now, personally, I have to say I wasn't a fan of Ford calling it a Mustang. I don't get it. I mean, a Mustang is a sports car. I still don't get it, but who cares? I've moved on from that. It's not a big deal. However, Ford has started to ramp production of that vehicle. After they did that, Ford introduced an electric version of its commercial van, the E-Transit, and it's the best-selling electric van in the US. Ford then became the first automaker to start really delivering a number of electric pickups to market with the F-150. Now, I know the Rivian R1T has gone on sale, but Rivian are clearly struggling even more than Ford are with ramping up production of that vehicle. Deliveries of the F-150 electric pickup truck began in May 2022, and by August, Ford had delivered its first EV truck to all 50 states in the United States. The company is now struggling to keep up with demand as more and more orders are pouring in. In fact, they stopped taking orders, I think when they hit about 200,000. I think they'd hit 400,000 by now if they hadn't have stopped taking orders. James Farley, Ford's CEO, said on the positive response from consumers during its second quarter earnings call at the end of July. Now we've been overwhelmed with the demand for our first generation EVs, the Mustang Mach-E, the Lightning, and the E-Transit. These products are in the market now, and we have strong multi-year order banks. We're selling them as fast as we can make them. For good reason. For example, the Ford F-150 Lightning base model, the work version of that pickup truck, cost $40,000 US. That, in my view, was the best value electric vehicle made in the history of electric vehicles. And I made a case for that in my video. I'll put a link in the description below to that video. However, you can't buy them anymore. Yes, it was, as I correctly pointed out, as many of you correctly pointed out as well, a marketing tool from Ford to get more awareness, to get more attention to their electric pickup truck. Now, they have increased the price now by, I believe, about $8,000 US. So it's closer to $50,000 US for the base version now. Still a good price though for what you're getting. Ford looks to hit a 60,000 EV run rate by the end of next year. That's per month, and they want to ramp up to building 2 million EVs per year by 2026. Right now, Ford is trying to get enough battery supply for those 2 million EVs by signing new contracts with companies like the biggest battery company in the world, CATL. So what actually happened in August? Well, after selling out initially, Ford reopened orders for the F-150 Lightning in early August with new pricing and updated colors. Last week, Ford opened orders for the Mustang Mach-E, featuring price raises and new colors. So Ford has increased the prices pretty significantly for all their electric cars. And the reason for that is demand. Demand's enormous. Tesla has done the same thing. Most companies have done the same thing. It's kind of fair enough, especially considering the fact that battery packs, the price for lithium has gone up significantly, affecting the cost for the car to these car companies, right? Now, the F-150 Lightning had its best month again, selling on dealer lots in just 8 days. Its fastest turning vehicle. The EV truck sold 2,373 in August. That's 200 more than in July. That is a bit concerning though, that they only ramped up by 200 in a month. You'd think that might go from 2,373 in a month to maybe sort of 3,000 the following month, but that hasn't happened. Clearly, Ford is finding the same struggles that everyone else is in ramping production. It's challenging. Now, I personally am not understanding why the Ford F-150 Lightning is sitting on dealer lots at all for even 24 hours. Considering the fact that they have hundreds of thousands of pre-orders, I wouldn't have thought that any of these new vehicles would be sitting on the lot for more than 1 minute. I thought they'd be going straight directly to these people who have purchased them. So I'm a bit confused about that. If anyone can clear that up for me, please let us know in the comment section below. Now, the Mustang Mach-E, on the other hand, is in heavy demand. Despite being on the market for over a year, Mach-E sales reached 3,120, up 115% from August of 2021. However, Ford got a lot more orders than that. They got 7,800 orders, and clearly they only delivered 3,000 vehicles. So their backlog for the Mach-E continues to grow as well. Now, Ford's commercial e-Transit van dominates the electric vehicle market with over 90% share. They only sold 404, and that gave them 90% share. That shows you what a huge possibility there is for whatever company actually can ramp up electric vehicle manufacturing in vans. Huge opportunity there in that market. Ford sales this year for their electric vehicles in total are 6,842 for the F-150 Lightning, 25,765 for the Mustang Mach-E, and 3,938 for the e-Transit. Very clearly, Ford is the second largest manufacturer of EVs in the United States, and that's a good thing. The other thing to keep in mind is Ford is, well, they've become the first mover, sort of the first mover along with Rivian when it comes to electric pickup trucks, and that is an enormous market. If Ford can corner a big share of that market, then that's going to give them a huge amount of demand that they basically won't be able to supply for many, many years. In fact, I suggest that if you've ordered an electric pickup truck from them now, more than likely you won't get it for 3 or 4 years because Ford just has so many orders and so much demand. But that's not really a bad thing, right? As long as they've got orders, and as long as they can make a profit from those trucks, then that is a win for Ford. So right now the race is truly on between Ford and Rivian for who can make the most electric pickup trucks. Of course, very soon we're going to have Cybertrucks on the market and the Silverado electric pickup truck as well, along with the other few pickup trucks that are coming to market as well. So right now Ford has, well, it's got a lot to be happy about. At least they think so anyway. And they're bragging about their conquest. They say that they're taking orders away from Tesla owners. They're saying that they're poaching owners of Tesla vehicles, getting them to sell their Model 3s and their Model Xs in order to buy a Ford Lightning or Mach-E. Now, I'm not sure how true or not true that actually is. There may be some truth to that. But the reality is, Tesla is ramping production at a much faster pace than Ford is in the electric vehicle sector in the United States. So whilst Ford may be stealing a few sales from Tesla owners, the exact inverse is happening much, much quicker. Clearly, right? Tesla's market share is growing in the US, while Ford's, in comparison to Tesla's speed, is definitely not growing, is decreasing if anything. So I'm not really sure about Ford's bragging about stealing sales from Tesla, because the reality is Tesla is doing a lot more stealing sales from Ford than what Ford is from Tesla. Now, that said, kudos to Ford for ramping up production of their EVs. I hope to see more success for them. I hope to see them ramp faster. I hope to see the Mach-E come to Australia soon. And if anything, hopefully General Motors can start pushing their sales figures as well and start competing with Ford and Tesla. And soon, we may see a whole lot of electric vehicles flooding the roads in North America. If that happens, I for one would be stoked. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.